Hello, welcome to Warrior Replay Softball as we bring you the Stan State Warriors against the 23rd ranked Cal State Dominguez Hills Toros. This game was from March 6, 2020. As the players are being announced on the field right now, I will run down the starting lineup for both teams for you. My name is Hong Sai, Assistant Athletics Director for Communications and Marketing at Stanislaus State, and this is a post-production recording of the game. I will bring you some description of the play-by-play, as well as player stats, and a little bit about each student-athlete as we go through this replay game that we all know the Warriors end up upsetting the Toros of the Dominguez Hills. So we'll bring you the action during this edition of the Warrior Replay. As a reminder, each Friday we play back a memorable game from the 2019-20 season to highlight some of the games from this past season from all the sports. And this week we are featuring the softball game. The starting lineup for the Dominguez Hills Toros is as follows. Leading off for the Toros is number 5, Jessica Lane. She will play center field. Batting second, number 27, Raquel Jaime, the shortstop. Batting third, number 11, Shanoa Ao will be the second baseman. Batting fourth, number 7, Jay Lowe, and she's the first baseman. Batting fifth, at catcher, number 19, Daphne Bravo. The designated player, Kaylee Hull, is batting 6, and she's wearing number 16. Batting 7 is the third baseman, number 12, Kendall Messersmith. And the left fielder is number 3, Kelsey Telus. She'll bat 8th. Batting 9th is number 21, Alex Davis, and she will man the right field. In the circle for the Toros is number 19, Ashley Wees. The Dominguez Hills Toros is coached by Jim Mayer, and assistant coaches are Katie Garcia, Stephanie Gara, and Jared Mayer. For your Stanislaus State Warriors, the Warriors are coached by Jessica Ventosa, and the assistant coach is Alexis Martinez. We will actually pause right here before I give you the starting lineup for the Warriors for the national anthem. Okay, and now the starting lineup for the Stanislaus State Warriors. for this game. Again, this is game 1 of the 4-game series back in March. That was March 6th and March 7th. The Warriors will send off Corral in the leadoff spot. She's wearing number 9, and she is at third base. Batting second is number 13, Desiree Gonzalez, the shortstop. Batting third is number 5, Aaliyah Garvin in left field. Batting fourth, number 33, Kenzo Mazzarini. She's the DP. Batting fifth is number 12, Jordan Lavelle. She's at first base. Number 24, Melissa Spencer, is in right field and will bat sixth. Batting seventh, number 16, Peyton West, the catcher. And number 10, batting eighth, is number 10, Megan Stacy, and she is in the circle as the starting pitcher, and she'll hit for herself. Number 27, Cherise Maury, is manning second base, and she'll bat ninth. The player, the 10th player in the lineup, and will not bat in the batting order, is center fielder Deja Guzman, wearing number 18. Megan Stacy entered the game with a 3.22 ERA, and she is 1-3. Leading off now for Kelsey Dominguez is Jessica Lane, the center fielder. First pitch from Megan Stacy is a little bit low and away for a ball. Same spot, same result. Counts now 2-0. Jessica Lane, a senior from Erbelinda, enters the game batting .371 as the leadoff batter. That one's in there for a strike from Megan Stacy. The Toros are coming off a loss last week against San Francisco State, but they did take 3 out of 4 against the Gators. Megan Stacy caught the outside corner on that pitch, and it's now 2-2. The pitch is up and away. The count's now full. The Warriors wearing the all-white on defense today, with the Toros wearing all maroon. And they have the first base dugout. And here's the pitch, and it's grounded out to Jessica Lane, grounded out to the Warriors third baseman Corral for the first out. And that'll bring up Raquel Jaime, number 27. She is the Toros shortstop. Laid off that high pitch for a ball. Jaime is a junior from Corona out of Santiago High School. And she's coming in with a .273 batting average. Second pitch is right down the middle. 1-1's the count. It's a mostly sunny sky, as you can see, with a little bit of high clouds. Up and high for a ball. Game time temperature was 71 degrees. and Jaime loops this one over to right, and Melissa Spencer couldn't come up with it with a diving, trying to. It was going to land between the position players, and the diving attempt was not successful by Melissa Spencer, and will go down as a hit for Jaime. Takes the first pitch to short left field, and Desiree Gonzalez, the shortstop, went out to get it for the second out of the inning. And the batter that took the first pitch was Shanoa Owl. That'll bring up number 7, Jay Lowe, the first baseman. I didn't get a chance to tell you too much about Cherie's Owl since she swung at the first pitch. So we'll get back to her next time around. As for Jay Lowe, she's a senior from Los Alamitos. And she has a 311 batting average. She took the second pitch, a little bouncer up the middle, and then through the infield for an RBI single. And that'll scored Raquel Jaime, and the Toros go up 1-0. That brings up the catcher, number 19, Daphne Bravo. So the Warriors lead 1-0 after the J. Lowe single to score Raquel Jaime. And on the very first pitch, J. Lowe took off for second base, and she'll steal that easily. And with this delayed swing by the batter, Daphne Bravo, to sort of distract the catcher a little bit, so the count will be 0-1. Yeah, it's a single. Foul that one off to the right side. 0-2 count. 0-2 count for Bravo. Daphne Bravo is just a freshman from Bell, out of Bell High School. And she's going to pop this one straight back. Bravo has a 234 batting average. She had a pretty nice weekend in San Francisco against San Francisco last week. Drove in 7 runs in the last 3 games of that series on 5 hits, including back homers in each of the last 3 games. She'll drive this one on the ground through the right side, and that'll score J. Lowe. And like that, it's 2-0 Toros. And that will bring up Kaylee Holt. The Toros is a good offensive team, obviously. Ranked 23rd in the NFCA poll coming into this contest. And this is Katie Holt. And she'll drive the pitch down the left side. Just foul. The Toros scored twice so far in this inning and has a 2-0 lead. Counts 1-1. Megan Stacy trying to get out of this jam early. And Hall will drive one in the gap. And no one's going to get it. Melissa Spencer takes it off the fence on one hop. And got the ball right back into the infield to keep the runner from scoring from first. So now it's second and third. After the Kaylee Hall double to right center field, Bravo moves on to third. And that's 3 straight hits for Kelsey Dominguez Hills. In the inning, that'll bring up the 7th place batter, number 12, Kendall Mastersmith. Mastersmith. He's a senior from Antigua, so right up the road here from Turlock, so she'll be local. I'm sure she's got some fans here in the stands. Sierra High School in Antigua. And that's a strike to Kendall Mastersmith. Once the count. This is a 4th year as a Dominguez Hills Toro out of Sierra High in Manteca. It's batting .297 on the season coming into this game. Fouls that one off. The count's 1-2. Two runners on, second and third for the Toros. Messersmith fouls this one off again. That is Hall at second and Bravo at third. The score is 2-0 in favor of Cal State Dominguez Hills. And that's game 1 of the 4-game series back in March. That pitch is outside for a ball. 2-2 is the count. Now we're bringing this game to you on Warrior Replay, highlighting last year's games that were streamed on Warrior TV. Messersmith fouls another pitch off, becoming quite a battle here between Messersmith and Megan Stacy. When the COVID-19 pandemic started in mid-March, shutting down all spring sports, this turned out to be the final series for everyone in all across all divisions of college sports and most professional sports for that matter. But for the Warriors, this would be the final series they get in. Tell you a little bit more about that as the game goes on. Messersmith is fouling off pitchers to stay in the game in the batter's box. And it's another foul. I lost track of how many foul balls that is, but this has been quite a battle between Messersmith and Megan Stacy. Home plate umpire is Jose Barajas. Low it inside for a ball. Over at first base is Joseph Vargas, and third base is Thomas Eddy. Jose Baraza, Joseph Vargas, and Thomas Eddy. Here's the next pitch to Messersmith. It fouls another pitch off straight back. This has got to be like 10 pitches so far. I'm not keeping track of the count, the number of pitches so far for you. Guess what? Another foul ball. Messersmith's up there just making contact. Slight breeze from left to right, as you can see from the flags in center field. Not much of a breeze. Enough to pick the flags up. Yep, another foul by Messersmith. Messersmith is the third baseman for the Toros. And Messersmith wins the battle, getting a high pitch from Megan Stacy to draw the walk, and now the base is loaded. Bases are loaded for Kelsey Dominguez Hills. This brings up Kelsey Telus, the left fielder, with the bases loaded. Kelsey Telus is a junior from Tracy, also appeared in our area. I'm sure this gives her family a chance to see her play locally. She's coming into the game batting .297. Kelsey Telus. She was 1 for 9 last weekend against San Francisco State. Peyton West checked the runner down at third base, and the umpire, Thomas Eddy, said safe. She got back on the bag. Jim Mayer came out to have a little chat with Jose Barraza, home plate umpire. Not sure what that was. And it looks like the coach over at third base is chatting with Thomas Eddy, the third base umpire. He pointed at the runner as if saying she was out, or that he was saying that she was on the bag. They will have a conference. The umpires will have a little chat here. It looks like the third base coach is Jared Mayer. And whatever that was, play is going to resume. The runner is still there. Bases are still loaded. And Telus is at bat, facing Megan Stacy. 2 outs in the inning. 2-0, Toros lead. And little bouncer to the shortstop, Desiree Gonzalez, and a quick throw, a strong throw, to get the runner out to end the inning. And in the inning, the Toros scored 2 runs on 4 hits, 3 of them consecutive hits, but left 3 runners on base for a 2-0 lead, with the Warriors coming to bat. This will give us a chance to tell you a little bit about the Warriors coming into the game. The Warriors are hosting this 4-game set against Cal State Dominguez Hills, which turns out to be the team's last games of the season before the season was canceled. The Warriors are 8-13 overall so far this season, and a 7-9 record in the CCAA. And they're coming off of a split weekend series last week at Cal State San Bernardino, winning the first and final games of that series down there in San Bernardino. This is the Warriors' first home game since February 15th, and this, like I said, this game was March 6th last season. A doubleheader that started at 3 p.m. local in Turlock at Warriors softball field. Kelsey Dominguez Hills entered the game and into the weekend as the number 23rd ranked team in the NFC at top 25. The totals are currently 12-5 on the season overall. Corral will lead off for the Warriors, the third baseman, to face Ashley Wees. Wees, a sophomore from Torrance, who is who has a 2.55 ERA. It's a pretty good fastball, but away. Wees pitched last weekend in all 4 games and picked up 2 wins against San Francisco State. That one caught the corner for a strike against Corral. Corral, number 9, is the Warriors' third baseman in this game. And she missed that one for a strike. Corey is currently batting .326. Pitch was high. Corey checked swing, and he checked down to the third base umpire, Thomas Eddie, and he said no swing. So it's now full count. It looks like for Corral, the leadoff batter, and this is going to be right down the middle, and Corey swung through it for a strikeout. That'll bring out Desiree Gonzalez, the shortstop, number 13, for Stan State. The Warriors trailing 2-0 after the first inning, with Dominguez Hills scoring twice on 4 hits. Desiree is batting .217 entering the game. She's coming off a tremendous game last weekend at San Bernardino in the finale. She went 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs and 2 doubles. Call strike. 1-1. Gonzalez is a senior from Whittier. Swung at a pitch outside. And chased another pitch that was outside for a strikeout. So Ashley Wees struck out the first 2 batters, both swinging. That'll bring out Leah Garvin, the left fielder. Garvin batting .288 entering the game. Hacks at the first pitch, fouled that off. Garvin, this is her 3rd season as a Warrior, with 2 really good campaigns, batting over .300 in each of the last 2 seasons, with 3 home runs each year. And she fished that one, third baseman Kendall Messersmith had a chance at it, but came up just short. So 0-2 will be the count to Aaliyah Garvin. Garvin, senior, junior from Hanford. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball outside. 1-2. And she fouled that one off. The count remains 1-2. Garvin had a good freshman year. Became the CCAA and LCCA second team pick after a .333 average with 10 doubles and 3 homers. And she'll drive this one on a line drive. This is going deep. And that one, it's gone. Aaliyah Garvin hits a solo homer to left center field. It's the first of the season. Smashed that one on a line drive. It took no time to get out. And to get the Warriors a run, cutting the Toros lead by half. And it's now 2-1. Aaliyah Garvin goes deep against Ashley Weiss. This brings up Kendra Mazzarini, the DP for today, for this game. Anyway, Aaliyah Garvin goes yard to give the Warriors the first run to cut the lead, to cut the deficit to 2-1. Mazzarini is a Warrior pitcher who also gets in the lineup occasionally as a DP. At the plate, she's batting .320. That will be a strike. And so far has a pretty good season in the mound in the circle with a 1.89 ERA and a 3-6 record. Caught the outside corner for a strike. Asher Weeds takes no time to deliver the pitch. Works pretty quick. That one's way outside. Hoping that Kendra would chase that pitch, but she didn't go after it. Again, caught the outside corner. Strike out. Mazzarini calls out, strikeout looking. That'll end the inning as the Warriors get a run back on a Aaliyah Garvin homer. Toros lead 2-1. We go to the top of the second inning with Kelsey Dominguez leading 2-1. Yes, the Toros had 8 batters to the plate in the first inning and scored twice to take the 2-1 lead. And Aaliyah Garvin hit a solo homer for Stanislaus State in the bottom of the first inning. To lead out the second inning for Cal State Dominguez Hills is the right fielder, number 21, Alex Davis. Alex Davis is a freshman from Burbank. Megan Stacy out there for the second inning of work. First pitch to Davis is fouled off. Alex Davis is batting .226. As the number 9th batter in the lineup. Fouls this one off. 0-2 count. As you can hear, the camera behind home plate has a live mic, so you can hear the game environment sound in the background with the cheering and the announcing. But occasionally you're going to hear some chatter from the fans that are sitting around the camera. Grounder to first base, and Jordan Lavelle knocks it down and picks it back up, then step on the back to get the first out of the inning. Ground out unassisted by the first baseman for the first out. Back up to the top of the order for Jessica Lane. Lane grounded out to the third baseman in the first inning. Showing bunt. Pitch was away. Pulls it back. Ball 1. The corner infielders did a good job of charging in. And you'll hear everyone yell bunt. Outside corner for a strike from Megan. Megan Stacy has a 3.22 ERA entering the game. Last outing was last weekend. She pitched in 3 of the 4 games at Cal State San Bernardino. Pitched 3 innings in the series finale. And the Warriors win. She went 3 innings and gave up 4 runs on 6 hits in the no decision. The pitch is just a bit outside. She is 1-3 this season so far, and the victory came a week ago, Friday, February 28th at San Bernardino. A little bouncer to the third baseman, Corral. The leadoff runner Jessica Lane, leadoff batter Jessica Lane, just show her speed there and beat out the grounder for an infield hit. So, with 1 out, that brings up Raquel Jaime, number 27, the Toro shortstop. Jaime that looked like it was going to hit the bat, but apparently it didn't, and it would have been a wild pitch, but the runner was taken off from the very start, so that would be a stolen base. So Ling is credited with a stolen base on the pitch, and home plate umpire Jose Peraza said she didn't swing, so it's a 1-ball count to the batter, Jaime, with Ling now at second base after the stolen base. So 2-0 is the count. The pitch dropped down low for a ball. And head coach Jessica Ventosa wants to have a little chat with her pitcher, Megan Stacy. She brought in the whole entire infield except for the first baseman, Jordan Lavelle, who's got to tie her shoes. The little chat is over with Megan Stacy. And it's 1 out with Jessica Lane at second base. Raquel Jaime reached on a hit in the first inning. Officially, it was a single and advanced second with a misplay in right, so it could have been a double. Laid off that pitch after showing bunt, so that's a walk to Raquel Jaime. And the Toros have 2 runners on base, first and second with 1 out. This brings up Shanoa Ao, second baseman. Second baseman for the Toros is senior from Hawaii. Also went to University of Hawaii Hilo. Foul tipped that pitch back, and Payne West, the catcher, held on to it, and that was to be a swinging strike. I'll pop up to the shortstop in the first inning. It was actually in the shadow left field, and Desiree Gonzalez went out and got it. Pitch is outside. 1 and 2. The Toros leading 2-1 here at the top of the second inning. 2 runners on, 1 out. Foul ball, however, she was out of the box on contact, according to the umpire, and the batter is called out. And brings up the the first baseman, Jay Lowe. Jay single up the middle in the first inning, and that scored Jaime for a run. Pitch from Megan Stacy is a strike. Hello, senior from Los Alamitos. Little pop-up out of play. Well, it's a foul ball, and the Warrior third baseman, Corral, made the catch to end the inning. So, with 1 hit, 2 runners left on base for the Toros, and it's 2-1. Kelsey Dominguez going into the bottom of the second inning. It looks like the Toros is making a change in the circle. Clarissa Ramirez, number 15, is now in the circle. After the starter, Ashley Louise pitched just 1 inning. She struck out 3 batters, had to give up a solo homer. So, not quite sure why Coach Mayer decided to make the pitching change here. Ashley Louise, 1 inning, 1 hit on the solo homer, 3 strikeouts. So let's see. Let's just tell you about the new pitcher, Ramirez. A freshman from San Jose, from Silver Creek High School. coming in with the 5.00 ERA. That's after giving up 3 earned runs in an inning at third last week in the finale at San Francisco State, against San Francisco State in Carson. So Clarissa Ramirez is now the pitcher. She'll face the Warriors' first baseman, Jordan Lavelle, number 12, will lead off the second inning. Jordan is from Kapolei, Hawaii, a junior, and comes in with a 2.20 ERA. Swinging from the left side. She homered last weekend as Cal State San Bernardino in the first game of that series, helping the Warriors to a victory. That would be her third home run of the career here at Stanislaus State. Watch that one goes by for a strike. Swung through that pitch. She tipped it. For 2 strikes. Excuse me. It was a pretty good swing. Fly ball down the line. Signal is an out. Looks like it's out of play. So fouled out to left fielder would be the play if you're scoring at home. That'll bring up Melissa Spencer, the Warrior right fielder. Batting 6th in the game. Takes an outside corner pitch for strike. Melissa Spencer is from Kenyan Country, a sophomore, with batting .237 this season. Fouled that pitch off. She played only in 1 game last week at San Bernardino. Made contact on that low pitch for a foul ball. She went 0 for 2 in the first game of the series on the 28th. Strikeout swinging 2-3 for Spencer. So Clarissa Ramirez got the first 2 batters out, and she'll face the Warrior catcher Peyton West. Peyton West, sophomore from Tracy, transfer back home from after spending her first year in college at Southern Oregon in Ashland. Swings at the first pitch and a little slow grounder to the third baseman. Nice play, charging in on it for a putout. That was Kendall Mastersmith on the 5-3 putout, and quickly the inning is over for the Warriors. 1-2-3 inning, no runners, no hits, no errors, no one left on base for Clarissa Ramirez, and the score remains 2-1 Cal State Dominguez Hills. This is Warrior Replay, bringing you the Stan State Warriors softball game against number 23 Cal State Dominguez Hills from March 6, 2020. Last week, you saw the Warrior baseball team on Warrior Replay as they beat Cal State Monterey Bay 9-0 in a shutout on a tremendous performance by Rylan Tinsley. As we continue to bring you some of the best games from the 2019-20 season in Stanislaus State Athletics from all the sports that were available on Warrior TV. That would be soccer, men's and women's soccer, volleyball, men's and women's basketball, baseball, and softball. Since we are on hold with the athletic season this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and with the student athletes unable to come on campus for classes and practices, and there are no games scheduled, we're doing our best to try to create content and stay and have our student athletes stay engaged with the community, and for you to be able to watch back on some of the top best games from the last season. I hope to be able to come back on campus soon. But for now, this is what we got. Megan Stacy begins the third inning, top of the third inning against Cal State Dominguez Hills, and the batter is Daphne Bravo, fouling out the first pitch. The catcher, Daphne Bravo, she singled to the right side in the first inning and that scored a run. Scored Jay Lowe from second to make it 2-0 Dominguez Hills. She lines out right at Desiree Gonzalez for the out. L6. Another batter is Kaylee Holt, the DP for Dominguez Hills, number 16. She doubled to right center field. Melissa Spencer took the one hop off the fence and got the ball back in quickly to prevent another run from scoring. And she'll take this. And this one, appears to be heading towards the left field in the gap, but a diving catch by Desiree Gonzalez to Rob Holt. Another line out to shortstop for the second out of the inning, and this is Kendall Messersmith. Couple of nice defensive plays by the Warriors shortstop, Desiree Gonzalez. First pitch to Messersmith is a strike from Megan Stacy. Messersmith walked in the first inning after a long at-bat, probably 11 or 12 pitches in the at-bat with lots of foul balls, and drew a walk to load the bases. She took that pitch a strike on the corner for a strike. She walked to load the bases in the first inning with 2 runs already in, but Megan Stacy was able to end the rally on the ground with the ground out to keep it 2-1. 2-0 at the time, and the Warriors did get a run back on a solo homer by Aaliyah Garvin in the bottom of the first. Messersmith fouled that one back. So here we are, top of the third inning, 2-1. Toros. 2 outs. Little pop-up, fly out, really, just to center, with Deja Guzman coming over to make that catch. Easy 1-2-3 inning for Megan Stacy, and she seems to have settled down a little bit, retiring the last 5 batters to keep this game at 2-1. And we go to the bottom of the third inning. with Megan Stacy coming to bat. She'll be followed by Cherise Mori, and then back at the top of the order, Corral. So, this turned out to be the final series for the Warriors last March before the season was canceled. And the Warriors were actually in Arcata on March 12th, on Thursday, March 12th, getting ready for a 4-game series against Humboldt State. And things happened pretty quickly that morning as they were heading to the ballpark. And with news breaking about the coronavirus and everything starting to shut down, the Warriors basically got back on the bus and turned around and headed home and never played the Lumberjacks. As the season was cut short. So this is Megan Stacy taking the first pitch low for a ball. It is the bottom of the third inning. 2-1 Cal State Dominguez Hills. Megan Stacy's only had 6 at-bats before this season. 0 for 6. Like I said, primarily she's a pitcher. Occasionally, Jessica Ventosa, the head coach, will let Megan hit for herself, and she blooped one over the first baseman's head down the line for a single. So that is her first hit of the season, poking that pitch just over Jay Lode and hit green for safety. So the leadoff batter, Megan Stacy, is on a single to bring up the number 9 batter, Cherise Mori, but not before Kayla Fajardo will pinch run for Megan Stacy. Cherise Mori is in the box. She's from Miliani, Hawaii. One of many warriors from the island of Oahu. She put down a bunt, but fell back. Mori is batting .250. She had her first hit as a Warrior last week at San Bernardino. And it's now 1 for 4 this season at the plate. She shows bunt once again, but pulls it back. It'll take an inside pitch strike. 0-2 count. There are a number of warriors from Hawaii. Mori being one of them. Jordan Lavelle, the first baseman, is also from Hawaii. Kapolei, Hawaii. Cherise Mori from Liliani, Hawaii. It's a little fly out. Again, Texas Leaguer in the low man's land down the right field line and quickly running over to third base and got in on the diving slide is Kayla Fajardo. So Mori singles down the right field line, and the pinch runner Fajardo hustle over to third base, and now the Warriors are got runners at the corners with nobody out. And then one more Warrior from Hawaii, Miliana, Hawaii. Same hometown, same high school as Cherise, is Maya Yoshimura, who is redshirting the season with an injury. And then Leah Thomas is from Kailua, Hawaii. This is a bunt right to the third baseman, Master Smith, but she kind of kicked it around and couldn't field it cleanly, and everybody's safe. So that will go down as an error for the third baseman. By Corral. And the scores for Huddle. So it's now 2-2. Cherise Mori will move to second. I guess that was a suicide squeeze play put on by the Warriors. Moving with lots of speed at third base, and might as well try to make them make the play. And in this case, Master Smith couldn't come up with the play, and everybody's safe. More speed on the base paths and more speed at the plate is Desiree Gonzalez, the shortstop, who struck out swinging in the first inning. Take the first pitch on a fly ball to deep right, and it's over the right fielder's head. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score, and the throw in, it bounces around all over the place, and Gonzalez is going to score easily all the way around on an error. So that will be, she was given a double. Who double over over the right fielder's Davis's head and moved on to third, and then came in to score on a wide throw, on the relay throw by Shanoa Owl, and everybody scored. So it's now 5-2 Stanislaus. 2 errors, basically 2 errors by the Toros. Another bunt put down by the Warriors, and on a close play, Ramirez picked that up and actually threw it over to the second baseman covering. And it's now, that was just the first out of the inning, by the way. And this is Kendra Mazzarini, who struck out looking in the first inning. Aaliyah Garvin, who homered in the first inning, laid down a bunt on the first pitch. Nearly beat it out, though, but Ramirez quickly threw it out. Mazzarini swung through that pitch. A wild inning for the Warriors so far. 4 runs are in on 2 errors. Master Smith couldn't pick up a bunt by Corral that scored a run, and Desiree Gonzalez cleared the bases on a double and then score herself when the throw in went high, wide, rolled around the backstop. for the fourth run of the inning as the Warriors now lead 5-2. The Warriors lead 5-2 against the Toros. Kendra Marzanini flew out to left fielder, and this brings up Jordan Lavelle, the first baseman. One of the four Hawaiians on the team. And she'll hit a liner deep but right at the left fielder, Telus, to end the inning. In the inning for the Warriors, 4 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, and no one left on base. And now the Warriors lead 5-2. Megan Stacy goes back to the circle as she re-enters. She was replaced by Kayla Fajardo as a pinch runner. And in softball, the starters can be replaced and return to the game one time as a re-entry. So in this case, Megan Stacy returns to the circle to pitch, and she'll face Telus, Davis, and Lane. 8-9-1 in the Toros batting order. Telus got the last 2 outs of the inning in the bottom half of the third to finally end the Stanislaus State rally. If you were a Toros fan, you'd probably say that was an ugly inning with 2 errors. And the Warriors utilized the speed that they had on the base paths in that inning with bunts and took advantage of a wide throw to score their runs. First pitch to Telus is up high for a ball. Megan Stacy gave up 2 runs in the first inning and a hit in the second inning, but it's been pretty good since. Retired the last 5 batters and now has a 5-2 lead. Little bouncer by Telus. Telus ground out to shortstop in the first inning that ended the rally for the Toros. Ground out to shortstop with the bases loaded in the first inning, in fact. Here she bounces to the shortstop, Desiree Gonzalez, again showing her strong arm with a quick throw. Wow, she made that look. It was a very close play with Telus, a speedy runner from the left side of the plate on a high bouncer, and Desiree Gonzalez fielded cleanly and strong throw to get the runner out. So that's 6 straight retired by Megan Stacy. This brings up Alex Davis, the right fielder. We are in the 4th inning, top of the 4th inning. Warriors lead 5-2, and Davis hits a lazy fly out to center. Deja Guzman grabs it out of the air easily for the second out of the inning. flip the order to the top. Jessica Lane is at the plate. She grounded out in the first inning to third base and single and stole second in the second inning. First pitch to her from Megan is a strike, outside corner strike. Lane infield single in the second inning and stole second, but it was stranded there. And just got a piece of that one for a foul ball. Megan Stacy has retired 7 straight batters now. These Toros batters are good at making contact and fouling off pitches to stay in at the plate, to stay in the at bat. As Jessica Lane just got a piece of that outside pitch. Not this time. She didn't swing at it. Outside corner. Jose Barraza has called that outside corner pitch really consistently in this game. Strikeout looking for Lane. Megan Stacy has now retired 9 straight batters as she put the Toros down again 1-2-3 inning as the Warriors lead 5-2 heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Toros enter the game actually with the record of 14-6 as a 23rd ranked team in Division 2, and they are actually 7-3 in CCA play before the series. They took 3 out of 4 against SF State the previous weekend, and at one point with a 5-game winning streak before losing the series finale to the Gators last Saturday, the Saturday before the series. This will bring up Melissa Spencer, the right fielder from Canyon Country, to start the 4th inning. Bottom of the 4th inning, Melissa Spencer leading off. She struck out in the 2nd inning. And she'll take the first pitch on a solid hit up the middle for a single. And this brings up Peyton West. West grounded out to the third baseman in the 2nd inning. The corner infielders are in. They're expecting a bunt. And instead is a fly out to right on the first pitch. Melissa Spencer hurries back in time to stay at first base. So the Warriors are hacking at the first pitch against Ramirez, and West is out, first out of the inning on a fly out to right, and this brings up the pitcher, Megan Stacy. Megan Stacy started the rally in the third inning with the leadoff single, a little blooper over the first baseman's head, and takes the first pitch outside corner strike. So she started the rally in the third inning that ended up with 4 runs to give the Warriors a 5-2 lead. And then in the circle, she is shutting down the Toros with 9 batters straight retired since the second inning. And here she is with an 0-2 count after fouling off that pitch. So, pretty good day so far for Megan Stacy. Pitch is slow. A little pop-up on a hit and run, making Melissa Spencer took off running right away as soon as the contact was made, and that's an easy double play for the Toros to end the inning. Not much Melissa can do on that. I think she was supposed to go on contact, and the pop-up went right to second baseman, and Toros was easy to. It was easy for the Toros to get a double play. So through 4 innings, the Warriors lead 5-2. So this will be the Warriors' second time facing a nationally ranked team this season. Just 2 weekends ago, before this series, they were at San Diego, UC San Diego, the 18th ranked team at the time, and the Tritons took 3 games out of 4 against the Warriors. Stan State won the second game of that series, 3-2. So Stan State does have a win against a ranked team this year, and here they are holding on to a 5-2 lead against 23 ranked Cal State Dominguez Hills. A very well coached Cal State Dominguez Hills team by Mr. Jim Mayer. Cal State Dominguez Hills will send out Jaime, Al, and Lowe in the top of the 5th inning. Raquel Jaime, batting second in the order, she doubled in the first inning and scored on an RBI single by Jay Lowe and walked in the second inning. So she's 1 for 1 today. Fouled off the first pitch. And Megan Stacy on the other side has retired 9 straight. Raquel Jaime was the last Dominguez Hills athlete to reach base against Megan Stacy back in the second inning on a walk. Ever since then, Megan Stacy has been perfect. Night up, night down. Getting a little bit darker now. Looks like a Warrior Field. This game had started at 3 p.m. back on March 6th. And Jaime hit a fly ball to right. Melissa Spencer in foul territory chased it down for a foul out. Schnoa Owl, the second baseman, is now the batter for Dominguez Hills Toros. Pop up to short in the first and was called out at the plate after she fouled off a fouled off the pitch, Jose Barraza said she was out of the batter's box. And she took the first pitch right back to Megan Stacy, who snags it. Again, she was out of the box. So even though it looked like 1-3, since she was out of the box, the catcher actually gets the credit. So same thing. No matter whatever Shanoa Ao is doing, she is out of the box when she makes contact with the ball. So she must be stepping forward, kind of like a drag button swing type of action. And Jose Barrazas called it out on it again. So that's 2 outs, and this is Jade Lowe. Lowe single in the first inning and drove in a run, and fouled out to the third baseman in the second inning, and this pitch is fouled back. Like the other Toros, J-Lo was able to make contact and fouled off the pitch. One ball, 2 strikes. Game 2 of the doubleheader. Scheduled to start about half an hour, 40 minutes after the conclusion of this game. We will not be bringing you that game on Warrior Replay. Warrior Replay tonight is just going to feature Game 1 of this doubleheader, Game 1 of the series. It sounded like Coach Mayer wanted to see if there was catcher interference there, as Jose Barrazas asked first base umpire if he had heard the bat hit the glove. First base umpire is Joseph Vargas. Well, Megan Stacy got Lowe to strike out swinging, and another 1-2-3 inning for Megan Stacy makes it 11 straight batters retired. Since giving up the walk in the second inning, Megan Stacy has faced 11, and all 11 Toros have gone down. As Megan Stacy settles in the circle, while the Warriors gave her a 5-2 lead. Next week on Warrior Replay, you'll be able to re-watch the women's soccer game against these Cal State Dominguez Hills Toros. Not these ones, but these student athletes from Cal State Dominguez Hills Toros as well. In that game, the Warrior women's soccer team posted a CCAA first round win over the Toros on November 12th. So that was game 1 of the conference tournament game. I believe that game was here in Turlock, across the street from Warrior softball field at Warrior Stadium. So exciting postseason soccer action on your way on Warrior Replay next Friday. Warrior Replay premieres on YouTube, on the Warriors YouTube channel every Friday at 5 o'clock. And then if you happen to miss the live rebroadcast, it is archived on the YouTube channel for your enjoyment. You can go back and watch all of the replay games we have posted so far this season. So, leading off the inning in the bottom of the 5th for Stanislaus State is number 27, Cherise Maury. Cherise single in the 3rd inning, helping the Warriors start a 4-run rally. takes the first pitch right down the middle for a strike. Coach Mendoza used her speedy runners to their advantage back in the third inning, and Maury was one of them. 0-2 is the count to Maury. Clarissa Ramirez, who came in relief in the second inning, and Maury takes the 0-2 pitch up the middle for a base hit to center. Solid hit for Maury, and she's 2 for 2 today in this game. And brings up the top of the order in Corral, the third baseman. Corey struck out in the first inning. And can't quite read my own notes. Right, so she bunted in the third inning. With runners at first and second, she laid down a bunt that third baseman Messersmith could not pick up and kicked around to prolong the inning. And that actually scored for Hartle from second. So, yeah, back in the third inning, the Warriors used some little ball on bunts, lots of speed on the base path, a line drive right at Messersmith, and she almost just had it clean and then dropped it, but she stayed with it and threw out the runner. Quick reaction to get the glove on it. Could have held on to it, but Kendall Messersmith was able to throw out the speedy runner, Corral, to get the out. That advances the runner, Maury, to second to bring up Desiree Gonzalez, the shortstop. Desiree struck out in the first inning and hit a long double off the right field wall to score runs. She scored 2 base runners on that double and came all the way around and scored herself when the relay throw sailed high past everybody and rolled around the backstop. She would have liked to have called that a inside the park homer, but of course that's a throwing error on the relay throw. But either way, the Warriors took a 5-2 lead in that rally. Maury's at second with 1 out. And Gonzalez is the batter. She pokes one down the line. Everybody chasing it down. Looks like the batter is out on a fly out to right, and Maury hits up running, tagged, and advances to third base. They wanted to check to make sure she tagged on the fly out before she took off. Maury did, and the umpiring crew verbally. This is a very verbal umpiring crew, which is great in communicating what's going on out there on the field. And the third base umpire said, "I got the tag," so she is safe. Leah Garvin took the first pitch to right, and that's another fly out to right field to end the inning, with Maury stranded at third base. So for the Warriors in that inning, there's no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left on base. So, through 5 innings, it is 5-2 Stanislaus State. As the Warriors are looking to upset the 23rd ranked Cal State Dominguez Hills Toros. This will be a really good win for the Warriors, coming in at 8-13 overall, 7-9 in the conference play. The Warriors would have had a lot of season left after this series. Like I said earlier, they were at Humboldt State before the season was canceled, and would have hosted Chico State the following weekend before the Tournament Champions week when they were scheduled to play a whole bunch of games. 13 games in a week before April. So, back to the game action here. This is the top of the 6th inning. And Bravo, the pole was in the way, so it appears she hit a D drive off the fence in left center field for a leadoff double. So that ends a string of 11 straight Dominguez Hills Toros retired by Megan Stacy, as Daphne Bravo led off the 6th inning with a double to left center. And Coach Mayer will send out a pinch runner for Bravo. The pinch runner is 26, Arlene Martinez, a freshman from Bonita. Martinez will run for Bravo. With Katie Hall, at the plate. Hits, like you heard the fan here said, a laser shot down the line, but foul. Halt doubled in the first inning and lined out to the shortstop in the third. It was more like a little looper to the shortstop, and Desiree Gonzalez made a great diving catch to rob Hall in the hole there. Kendall Master-Smith is on deck for Dominguez Hills, and another foul by Holt. Pitch is up high from Megan Stacy. Megan Stacy retires 11 straight batters starting in the second inning and gave up the leadoff hit here in the 6th. So, good outing so far, and Hall drove this one and get to the gap in right center field this time. And the runner appeared to have stopped. Martina stopped. Not sure why she didn't go all the way. Maybe she held up to see if they were going to catch it. She stopped at third. Something happened on the relay throw, and the runner advanced. And that scores Martinez to make it 5-3. And it'll be a pitching change for Stanislaus State. So Megan Stacy had a really good outing so far, and is now, after giving up back-to-back doubles to start the inning in the sixth, will be replaced by Delaney Pimplin. We'll give you some stats on Delaney in a second here. She make her warm-up tosses. Delaney is from Manteca, a junior. Spent the last 2 years at St. Joaquin Delta College. Was a first-team All-State pitcher. And so far this season, she has a tremendous 1.68 earned run average. It's coming out of a win last Saturday at Kelsey San Bernardino. So Pamplin will take over here in the sixth inning with 2 runners on. After Megan Stacy gave up back-to-back doubles to make it 5-3. She'll face Kendall Messersmith with nobody out, and there's a Toro at second base. Here in the sixth, 5-3 Warriors. First pitch to Messersmith, a strike from Pimplin. One of the outstanding starters for the Warriors. After being named All-State pitcher at the JC level, takes a little bouncer to Desiree Gonzalez for a ground out. Nothing is getting by Desiree Gonzalez on the ground today. Whether it's to her left, diving to her right, charging in, on a bouncer, slow bouncer, hard bouncer, whatever it is, she's picked it up so far and getting the runners out. So this is now Kelsey Telus, who grounded out to shortstop twice. One of those Toros couldn't get anything by Desiree Gonzalez. Nice changeup from Delaney Pimplin. Kind of froze Telus. She thought about swinging at it, looks like, but couldn't commit to it, and that thing floated in there. Same pitch, maybe a little bit further out, but caught the outside corner, and it's a strikeout for Pimplin. This is Alex Davis. Grounded out to first in the second inning and flew out to center in the fourth inning, and she'll take the first pitch strike. Swing and a miss, and Pimplin is rolling. Like I said earlier, Pimplin is an All-State pitcher from Delta College. After a really good high school career too at East Union High School in Manteca. East Union has won a section championship while she was there. Looks like her sophomore year. and then was a section runner-up twice. So in 2015, they were actually the Division III state champions, East Union High School. So Delaney has been with the winning programs from high school to junior college, and she gets Davis chase on the outside pitch on that one, and that's a strikeout. So Pimplin came in and stopped the bleeding as the Toros got 1 run on 2 hits to make it 5-3. Stan State still leads 5-3. So yeah, Pimplin has won a state championship at the high school level and was an all-state pitcher at Delta College. And Delta College won the league championship last year. After high school, Delaney actually went to Notre Dame, then Moore, but did not play there, and decided to come back to the Valley and went to Delta College. And now here she is, a Stan State Warrior. So the Warriors in the bottom of the 6th inning looking to tag on a run or two to provide some insurance against these Toros to see if it can hang on to upset the nationally ranked team. And Dominguez Hills made a couple of changes on defense. Chloe Wagner is now over at first base. And Bravo re-entered the game as the catcher. She was pinch ran for it by Arlene Martinez, and so she re-enters the game as the catcher. So just a new first baseman on defense for Dominguez Hills. Kendra Marzarini will lead off the inning for Cal State Stanislaus State Warriors. Marzarini so far struck out looking in the first inning and flew out to left in the third, looking to get on base here to provide an insurance run in here in the bottom of the 6th. 7-inning game in college softball, so this is a critical inning if the Warriors want to get a upset win here. And she'll lead off with a double down the left field line for a leadoff double. So here you go. Just what the Warriors needed if they want to get a insurance run here. I say insurance run with a 5-3 lead, but this is the Dominguez Hills team that's nationally ranked with a high power offense. So 2-run lead is probably too close for comfort for Ventosa and her Warriors. And this will bring out Jordan Lavelle. 0 for 2. Foul out to left and line out to left. Takes the first pitch away on the ball. Jordan Lavelle from St. Francis High School in Manoa, Hawaii. Gets that strike. She's hometown is Kapolei, Hawaii. On the island of Oahu, just outside of Honolulu. Over to the west of the airport there. She'll bounce this one to second base. And Shanoa Owl will just throw her out. 4-3 on the ground now, but she did advance the runner, Jordan did, as she moved Kendra Mazzarini over to third base. A quality out for Jordan. 1 out, and we'll bring up Melissa Spencer, who struck out in the second and singled to center in the fourth. Melissa Spencer, she may be little, but she has a quick bat. She saw there. Last second swing to foul that one off. See if she can drive in Mazzarini from third base. A high pitch. And she does. A grounder up the middle past a diving shortstop, Jaime. And Mazzarini scores easily to get that extra run for the Warriors. It's now 6-3 stand state. Good at bat, an RBI single up the middle for Melissa Spencer. And Mendoza is going to send out a pinch hitter. 14 for 16, and that would be Leah Tom. Leah Tom. We talked so much about the Hawaiians on this team. She's a veteran, senior, from Kailua, Hawaii. Recovering from a knee injury, a redshirt season last year, and it's working her way back into the groove of things this year. And starting to get her swings going again. And here's a chance for her on offense. So far this year, she's batting .133, 2 of 16 in pinch hitting DP role, and looks at that one away. For Leah Tom. And she tries to check swing on an outside pitch, but couldn't hold up. And the check swing down to the first base umpire, Vargas, and he said she swung through. So Leah Tom couldn't hold up on the outside pitch and will go down strikeout swinging for the second out. This will bring up the pitcher, Delaney Pimplin. We talked a lot about her pitching. Talked a lot about her pitching earlier, and on offense, she hasn't gotten to hit very much here in the Warrior uniform. This would just be her fourth at bat this season. 0 for 3 so far. She walked and scored last week at San Bernardino in the Game 4 win. Things will be a little different this spring when everyone hoped to get back on campus for activities. And, more on that later as Delaney Pimplin was called out looking on the outside pitch. The Warriors do pick up another run on 2 hits and now leads the Toros 6-3. And Pimplin hopes to get a save in this game. And since she came into the game, she's put 3 down straight, put 3 away straight on the ground out and 2 strikeouts. In relief of Megan Stacy. I never did close the line for Megan Stacy. Megan went 5 innings and gave up 3 runs on 7 hits, walked 2, struck out 3. Most of that were early in the game and she retired 11 straight until she gave up back-to-back doubles in the 6th before she was pulled and replaced by Delaney Pimplin. And the Toros' last chance here, they'll have the top of the order with Jessica Lane, Raquel Jaime, and Shanoa O to see if they can get something going to avoid the upset here by Stanislaus State. And Delaney's first pitch is caught the outside corner for a strike. I tell you what, couldn't really see what the play is behind the plate on the video, but Jose's been pretty consistent on the outside corner calls. Jose Barraza, home plate umpire, that is. The count's out here 0-2. I should remind you that Peyton West did re-enter the game to catch after Leah Tom pinch hit. And a little soft liner to shortstop. It was right at Desiree Gonzalez. That's like one of the easiest plays for her today. Nothing's got past her in this game. And there's another one right at her for an easy out. Raquel Jaime now the batter. Double, walked, flew out to right for Jaime. Warriors up 6-3 with 1 out in the top of the 6th inning, on the verge of pulling off the upset against Cal State Dominguez Hills. This would be one of the highlights of the season for sure with this win, and hopefully they're about to turn the season around after starting so far 7-9 in the CCAA, hoping to get back to the conference tournament. Of course, we all know that the season was canceled on March 12th, so these youngsters are going to have to try it again in the future. And maybe spring 2021, we just don't know at this point. Little soft grounder to third baseman, and Corral throws out the runner. 2 down for the Warriors, and they are just 1 out away from beating the Dominguez Hills Toros to start the 4-game series. And since it was in the past, I can go ahead and tell you that eventually the Warriors split the weekend series against the 23rd ranked Toros, winning also on Saturday, splitting both days actually, before the season was called off due to the COVID-19 situation. The Warriors will end up 10-5 overall and 9-11 in conference play, with lots of season left, but we weren't able to move on to see how the season would have ended. every student athletes got the eligibility back from the season. So if they elect to return, if they were still taking classes, they will be able to do so. But right now, with virtual learning scheduled in the CSU for spring 2021, and the situation with spring sports, it's still up in the air, undecided at this point. We'll see what happens in the upcoming months. Another bouncer to Corral at third, and a quick throw and beat the runner by just a step to end the game, and the Warriors win. Stanislaus State Warriors defeated the number 23rd ranked Cal State Dominguez Hills Toros in this game one of the 4-game series. Game one, a doubleheader on the day, which happened back on March 6th. A 6-3 victory for Stanislaus State. I'll quickly wrap up the finals here. And in this Warrior replay game, the Warriors had 6 runs on 8 hits, no errors, with four runs in the third inning, with 3 hits and 2 errors in that inning to get ahead of the Toros, and eventually held on. Delaney Pimplin gets the save with 2 perfect innings, 6 up, 6 down. Megan Stacy gets the victory with a outstanding performance as well. And the Warriors improved to 9-13 after this game, and 8-9 in the CCAA. And the teams will play again in just about 30 minutes in Game 2 here. We won't have to hear one Warrior replay for you. So thanks for listening to today's game. The Warriors win 6-3, defeating the 23rd ranked Cal State Dominguez Hills Toros.